My secret, just do something that ain't nobody ever done before, but make it sound like something that's always been there forever.
Welcome to This Filipino American Life, a podcast that explores the nuanced experiences of Filipinos in the United States. At Iba Pa, my name is Elaine Delalas, and I am joined by my fellow hosts,
Ryan Carpio,
Joe Bernardo,
and
Mike.
Producer Mike.
Pew, pew, pew.
I had it ready. You thought I wouldn't.
I was like, are
That's
you ready?
a thing.
Like, are you actually
Every time we
ready?
say Producer Mike, I use
Elaine?
this ham horn.
Do we hear laughter?
Yes, we hear laughter.
Oh,
Why?
we hear laughter. Why do we hear Joe?
I don't know. Where are we?
Where are we, Ryan?
We are recording live at Visual Communications in Little Tokyo, and I'm here with Cinema Sala.
Wow.
This is our first live show. This is amazing and also a little bit nerve-wracking. So thank you to all those people that are looking at us and looking at our faces. This is so weird. We usually have headsets. We usually have a table.
And we're just looking at each other.
And we're looking at each other. I don't usually wear pants.
That's actually true.
You're not supposed to tell anyone, Ryan.
But they told
usually
me I'm
wear
supposed to
shorts.
dress up today. I'm like, okay, this is the best I can do. So,
What is Cinema Sala?
yes.
I think we should ask. Well, should we just bring in Marie?
Sure,
Because-
bring in Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Oh, hi.
Hi, we have a guest.
Oh, hi there.
What is Cinema Sala, and who are you?
Oh, who am I? I don't know. I'm figuring that out, who I am. But I am a filmmaker. I am also Filipino. And if you're also Filipino listening, Sala means living room. And this is something I started in my living room 2+ years ago because I was lonely with my husband and I wanted to meet other like-minded film folks in Los Angeles. And then it kind of grew from there. We got sponsored by Visual Communications to have it in their offices once every 2 months. Every 2 months it ranges, and it's not really, it's not a film festival. It's not anything like that. It's basically, I call it a workshop because it's more like people who want to share something and get feedback.
Nice.
Whether it be food, like drinks, like not tonight. I just made a drink. I haven't made a film, but
Drink my
no.
drink.
And of course, like films, music, and we had stand up last time, and we had a script reading the time before that. So it's just something we're in. It's great to see what other Filipino Americans are doing right now. Not just in LA. Sometimes we have people Skype in from New York.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we have a GoPro set up that is streaming off Mike's personal Facebook page.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out.
We
yet.
haven't figured
We'll
out how
figure
to put it on the
eventually.
TFAL Facebook page, but one day we will. This is, an experiment.
Yeah.
So hi, people watching on Mike's Facebook page.
But before we get too deep, like visual communications, what is that?
What is visual communications? Hey, Abe, do you want to say what visual communications is?
Should like rope in like people off
Okay,
the
never
like,
mind.
just pull
Hey,
people in.
Francis, what's visual communications?
Where is he?
Oh, he's in his office.
He's probably in his office.
He's in the
So
bathroom.
Visual Communications is a film and TV or media arts organization based out of Little Tokyo. We are currently in Union Center for the Arts in a basement of a church converted into an art space. And this organization puts on the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival every year. Several folks in the audience look like they are filmmakers, writers, producers, publicists, actors, all these things creatively.
Podcasters, maybe?
Podcasters,
I don't know. I think
maybe, probably.
Maybe in the future.
And you all enjoyed the food, right? Everyone enjoyed the food?
Yes.
I did.
Who got Jollibee chicken?
Yeah.
Huzzah
over
to
there.
you! It's
It's
the
fun-
best chicken.
It's funny because they sell buckets of chicken, but there's only like 5 in there.
But still in the bucket.
What's up
But
with
still in the
that?
bucket, yeah.
It's
Bucket
actually
why?
6.
6, fine, 6. Yeah, and it's all dark meat. They don't sell white meat.
Hey, it's cool.
Why? Who wants white meat?
Dude, white meat's so much better.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is a different episode
Excuse
entirely.
me.
Like, let's say that for the.
Hold
yeah.
on.
So-
I have to leave.
No,
are not-
white meat when it's fried, it's better.
Nope.
No,
Yes.
no, you're lying.
So the-
okay.
You are not Filipino.
Audience.
I forgot that there was an audience. I got really
I
mad
have a
right
question.
now. What's wrong with you?
By round of applause. Dark meat.
Dark
White meat.
white meat.
Yeah, that's not loud enough.
Sorry,
There was
Joe.
one guy really
One.
excited.
Whatever. They're all racist.
Like, let's not call the audience racist right now.
All right, getting back into
Okay.
why we're here.
What were we talking about? What were we talking
We're
about?
talking about how Joe doesn't understand that dark meat's the best meat here.
Okay. Anyways, what are we really talking about?
We're talking about cinema sala.
Cinema sala.
or film. Well, we wanted to talk a little bit about film. I think,
Yeah.
right. We wanted to share our experiences about just being consumers and appreciators of Filipino entertainment and Filipino films. And I don't know. I think you had some questions for us. I mean, at least.
Yeah. We could talk about the whole thing about like a history of Philippine film, but I just really wanted to talk about the new films that are out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of folks nationally can
Can I
access
talk
that.
about my favorite new Filipino film right now?
Okay, which
Filipino
one is
American
which?
film.
Which one is it?
It's this amazing movie. It stars an up and coming actress named Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh,
It's
is it
called
out?
The
I mean, I don't know, what
Princess
is this?
Switch.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen this movie? Yes. The Princess Switch is amazing.
Where
It's
can I
on
find this?
Netflix.
Oh.
It's a Christmas movie about a baker from Chicago who goes to a cookie contest in Belgravia, imaginary country.
Belgravia?
Yes.
It's a real country.
The Princess Diaries is from?
It's
No.
Oh,
yeah,
no, that's
sure.
I know what you're talking about, but that's not.
It's a similar.
Why do I know these?
And they have a
things?
cookie contest, and then a Duchess Vanessa Hudgens switches with a cookie baker Vanessa Hudgens, and love and hilarity ensues. It's great.
It's the Prince and the Pauper, but it's baking.
Yes.
Yes, this is gonna be great.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an hour and 41 minutes. It's gold.
All right.
I highly recommend it. I watched it one night. I Insta-storied it. I saved it in my
You
highlights.
just storied every minute of that movie.
Yes, there was a lot of little
All right.
dots, but that's my favorite Filipino-American film right now.
I think I will watch it.
Does she die at the end?
Hey,
She does not die.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
You all have to watch it and then get hungry and want cookies.
Okay.
All right.
So what about the other Filipino films? How about Heneral Luna? Have you seen that?
I just saw it.
What do you think?
I saw it with my dad and my brother, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. So, just to explain a little bit, like the last time I've really like watched Filipino films was probably like in the 90s, or maybe at the late 90s. And we used to rent it. You know, we used to rent when we used to still rent movies back then. But
On VHS?
On VHS, you know, and so I haven't seen a Filipino film in a while, and I think, you know, I think the last Filipino American or the first Filipino American film I remember watching, like Filipino American, was like something with adobo. It was like adobo.
American Adobo?
Yeah. With like Christopher De Leon, who's like one of my favorite actors. And then, but seeing like Heneral Luna, I was like, oh my gosh, it's pretty violent, and I thought it was kind of cool how violent it was. But also, I had like this because like the graphics of
People's heads exploding?
yeah, there was just like some cool
That
thing.
happens, right? Someone's head explodes?
Sure,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
war,
yeah.
right? So this is about like the you know in the 1890s. It's about Heneral Luna.
Have you all
and
seen this
and
movie,
the war?
Heneral Luna? Some of
I know,
you.
spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the exploding bodies of
Yeah,
Heneral
but
Luna.
I mean, I thought it was really cool, and they had like this. To me, it felt like a sort of like a superhero.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's very influenced by like Marvel and all the
Yeah.
comic book movies.
Have
even
you
like the
seen
fonts and
Heneral
all that.
Luna?
stuff.
I did
Yeah.
when it came out. It's great. I think that the ambition and execution and how kind of the balls that Gerald, because the director is not just a director, he's the director, the writer, the editor, the music scorer.
Jesus.
So he does a lot.
Yeah.
And for you to do all that for that,
Yeah.
that's really, for me, very respectable. And he did that also with the new one, Goyo,
Goyo,
which
yeah.
I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw that film, and it's kind of, it's more melancholy. It's not much action in it. They did a kind of a national run, and it played right here locally. But I would say it's kind of like Empire Strikes Back. Okay. It has that kind of like tone, I
So
guess,
is there
and it's more of
gonna
a
be-
bridge film to like the next
There's
film,
gonna be
which
another
is,
one?
Yeah, it's gonna be with
So Lando Calrissian comes out. Right?
Is it the next film, the Manuel L. Cazan one?
Yeah, it's about Manuel Caz. And there's a little teaser after the
Wait, what's
credits.
Goyo about?
Goyo's about Gregorio del Pilar. He's the general.
Okay. So I
Who
won't-
is that?
So if you ever watch Heneral Luna, watch through the credits. So just that's all. I'll say.
Because there's a teaser.
Yeah.
For the
so
second
that's why I'm like,
Oh, 'cause Iron Man comes out at the end,
That's why I
right?
thought it was kind of like a
Yeah, Iron Man comes out.
Marvel-y and yeah.
Avengers, the
aliens?
Filipino Avengers Initiative.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I really like the film just because like you could feel there's something about the cinematography. You could really feel how it was like back in the 1890s. Because like very few Philippine films go
And capture
and capture that.
I thought it was really
Yeah, and
and I learned a lot, like not knowing a lot of Filipino history. You know, my brother and my dad, we were like wondering, did this actually happen?
I need
And
to watch this.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So I'm like, here I'm going after the film. I was like looking at, like Googling all this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, it's actually happened. And so a lot of that.
The
stuff-
trilogy is it's basically 3 war heroes.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That's
So
why it's
Gregorio
great.
del Pilar is more of like, it's a very specific story. It's almost like 300.
Right.
Like it's more of that kind of
Yeah.
a battle. Whereas, Heneral Luna's, it's more of an arc
Right.
with his,
Yeah, it was. I thought it was.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's funny. My favorite line in the movie was the part where I guess he was arguing with Paterno, who's one of the elites, and Paterno called him Luna, lunatico.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I was like, it's just that.
And then now, I always say that with my friend. So I say like, tropico. So anyways, that's my little thing.
Thank you,
I
Joe.
thought you were gonna say that you called girly that.
No. Tropico, yeah. But yeah, so there's another film. There's BuyBust. Have you seen that film?
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, it's on
I
Netflix.
need to add that to my queue then right now.
BuyBust.
Anybody from the
Yeah,
audience?
BuyBust. You've seen it. What do y'all think of it? Yeah.
Really? I freaking loved it.
Why? Okay. Why? Why do you like it?
Well,
Did it
tell me
head explode in this one
first.
too?
Yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot of head exploding.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like we're getting a snapshot into. I'm not really into violent films, but
Ryan, the cover art for this is a woman holding a machine gun,
let me tell you.
and
what
like
Curtis.
there's like
Anne Curtis. She was great.
there's
She was great.
stuff flying. It looks like blow black, and it looks like water.
She did all her stunts in that.
She was really good. She was really good in it. And
So the film was basically about this I guess rogue.
Oh, I
not
can read
rogue,
the
but
tag.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, it says, in a maze-like Manila slum, at war with incensed civilians and a brutal cartel, Special Agent Nina Manigan must fight her way through one fierce night. Ooh, that sounds like very
Yeah.
enticing and action-driven. For
Yeah.
2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yep, I enjoyed 2 hours and 5 minutes of it.
So you cut out after 2
There's 2 minutes of credits. I'm like, I'm done. This is so good.
The best part of the film is what's his
Don't
name?
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Brandon Vera's Anting Anting.
Oh yeah.
Brendan Vera's in it?
Yeah, he's in it. He's in
Oh,
it.
okay. Maybe then I will watch it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So again, through the history of like not very good like fighting scenes and graphic scenes that I've experienced watching in Philippines, let me say this. I watch a lot of Filipino movies. We're really good at like drama and crying movies, like things that are, things that like, touch us to the heart. Like we even talked about commercials earlier. That like, oh my god,
All those Jollibee commercials.
Like, those Jollibee commercials. Like, we're really good at that, right?
Mom,
But
let's go to Jollibee right now. It's Valentine's Day.
But I couldn't figure out what I didn't like about older Filipino action films.
Because they're all like fake machine gun.
They're
They
all
go like,
very
"Oh-ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta."
and, they're like there's like all this like fake blood and like overacting like death scenes.
So
and,
that doesn't happen in BuyBust?
And they like they all yell at each other like,
Yeah.
lumabas ka dyan!
yeah, I'm not gonna come out just because you said it.
Yeah.
So for this one, I felt the content is pretty simple, right?
It's
drugs.
in a maze-like
Yeah.
Manila slum.
Trying to get out of it. But I was just surprised by the whole thing. It was like to me it wasn't formulaic. There was a lot of
Were there incensed
Martial arts.
civilians?
yes,
Was there a brutal cartel?
brutal.
Okay. And
There
I'm
was
assuming
blood.
Anne Curtis is the Nina Manigan part.
She is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could tell like they really crafted.
And it happens
Good
all
fight
in
scenes.
one fierce night.
Yes.
Okay.
For 2
I
hours.
liked it.
All right, but let me tell you, like,
Tell me
I just thought it was corny. You know, I thought it was very corny.
How many Filipino films have you seen? They're mostly corny.
Yeah, but
right?
still.
Like the older ones too. The Filipino older films are
I
corny.
know. That's why I
Okay,
like.
but this was as corny?
No, not as corny.
Yeah.
But I also didn't like the fact that it was kind of like a zombie movie, right?
Yeah, it was.
Where all these people like.
Okay, we're totally watching this.
Okay,
later.
so
I'm
it's basically a
watching this now.
zombie movie where they're trying to kill like this squad, this or what's it called, the
Cartel.
not the cartel. They're
Like
trying to kill the police.
Have
Yeah,
folks in the
right?
audience seen BuyBust?
Some people have.
Yes.
Some people have. Yeah.
So I feel like it's like a zombie movie,
Is this
right?
conversation making you want to watch BuyBust?
They're like, I don't know.
It's on Netflix. If you have the app on your phone, you can hit it. My list.
Okay, so but they basically portray poor lower class people as zombies,
Okay.
mindless, like they're just trying to attack and kill them. Like the way that they portray the poor people in the slums is, I just think it's not a very it's just very oppressive, I think.
Well, you thought about it more than I did then.
Yeah.
I was there more for like, I love the camera shots. I love the.
I think you used your PhD history lens, and Ryan used his like I love action movie lens.
I mean, I was expecting an action movie, and I got it. And I wanted to watch something a little bit different.
Have you seen this movie, Marie?
I have not, unfortunately. I usually watch all of Eric Maddie's movies, but I haven't watched this.
Does this conversation make you want to watch the movie?
For sure.
Yes.
Okay. So there's one more film that's on Netflix. It's Birdshot.
I have not seen that one.
Have you seen
That
that?
is in my queue, though.
I've seen it. Yes.
Okay.
It was the submission for the Oscars last year.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you all seen Birdshot? Yes.
What
yes.
did you all think of it? What did you all think of Birdshot?
It's good. I heard it's good. Problematic ending is what we heard.
Yeah. I think we talked about this before, but it kind of follows this whole genre of.
Is it like
Cor-
Neo Manila?
Yeah, it's like it's all about
The
corruption,
corruption drug porn?
but it's like, yeah, corruption, drug porn, but it's very much in a provincial setting. So
Okay.
not like the urban Manila,
yeah.
but it follows it kind of the same story.
Trend.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot.
Is that movie from last year?
Yeah.
Birdshot?
Yeah, but I'm just saying Pinoy films that are currently on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Do we want more films? Like I mean, how? There's 3 right now currently, right? Those
Yeah.
are the only 3.
yeah.
How do you feel about kind of like the distribution of Netflix? Do you think accessibility to films, like, is Netflix good for films like that, or?
We should ask Marie, as
Yeah.
a filmmaker,
What do you think?
what do you think?
There's one more thing on Netflix, but it's not a movie, it's a series. It's Amo, by Brillante Mendoza, which is also in that vein, you know? Like
Yeah.
they all do that gritty thing, which I think Netflix loves that. So that's why they
Yeah.
get all of that. I feel that they should probably have a bigger selection of.
Yeah.
But I think that they acquire it in the Philippines. Like Netflix Asia acquires it for Netflix America because I'm not sure
and then it
about.
streams through?
Yeah,
Like it
but
goes through- oh.
Winston can tell me if I'm wrong here. Okay, yeah, yes.
Yes and no is what Winston said.
But I feel like it's great that there's work there right now that everyone can watch, but I think that's just a little slice of what's available because right now in the Philippines there's a really beautiful independent film scene with a lot of regional cinema and a lot of genres. So it's not just the romance stuff, even though that's the most predominant and the one that does best in the box office.
Yes.
But you also have the action stuff. But I feel that they also have the nuanced, the quirky films, and those are also really special.
That's what I wish they would release more in the States, because the things that you get at like the release at your local cinema, it's going to be like the mainstream rom-com. Like I think I watched maybe a year or two ago, I watched like Will You Still Love Me? And I was like, twist my arm, I'm going to go watch that movie with my friend.
Right.
With all the other
Nobody
tutas in the
twisted your
audience at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. But it was fun, and but I knew what to expect. But I know that like the AMC in Burbank knows it can sell those tickets.
Yes.
And I think like that
And other places throughout the country.
yeah, like they can get the ticket sales, but like I would like to watch more like indie cinema other than the like action gritty stuff. Like because
Because those are the ones that we only have access to the States.
Yeah.
And I know, like, you're saying that there's a huge community of filmmakers. It's just in the States, we're only we can only access certain ones, and they tend to be those action films or whatever.
Yeah, and being Filipino is not a monolith. We talk about that all the time on the show. Like there are different stories.
Yeah. Although you can, there are some films you could get on Amazon Prime.
Isn't that where you watched Rock and Roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is where I watch
Apocalypse
rock and roll.
Child is on Amazon.
And then they have some. They also have like some of the classic films, right?
Classic like what?
Like Lino Broca films and stuff from the 70s, like classic. The golden era of Philippine cinema. So, but anyways.
But where would we access outside of like the streaming? Like, you know, what other avenues do we actually have? You know,
torrents.
Yeah, well, actually,
Piracy. Is that what you're saying?
and some of them are actually on YouTube too. Like, I mean, this is horrible, but I mean that because here's the thing. This is my little like 2-minute rant.
Yeah.
So many films are being made, beautiful films under like the grants of film festivals, but the film festivals from the Philippines do not give the filmmakers distribution. They kind of almost cock block distribution. They own the rights. They don't give the filmmakers in the copyright because whoever funded it, they own it.
Is that why I can't watch Seclusion?
Yeah. Yes.
I want to watch that film so bad.
There's a screener somewhere, I'm sure.
I just want to get scared that a Santo Nino is going to come haunt
No,
me.
that was a good one. I got scared.
And I really want to see that film.
That kid was really creepy. Yeah, so I wish that, you know, the infrastructure in the Philippines for independent cinema was better than what it is now because film festivals tend to
glom onto it and like hold on to it forever.
Yeah, and don't like push it like off to the globe. Like it just stays in the Philippines.
One of the big problems too. Sorry to jump in.
It's okay.
This is Jason jumping in.
A lot of the film festivals that finance a lot of the independent cinema in the Philippines require premiere status, so that prevents the films from a chance at premiering at a prestigious festival around the world that require a feature premiere. So they demand their first screening.
Yeah. Cinema politics. I know nothing about it.
Well, you know, I was mentioning earlier, like the consumption that we have here as Filipino Americans of Philippine film back then was video rentals, for example, and we just don't have that anymore. And for a long time, I was just like,
I have a funny story about video rentals.
Yeah.
So my friend's friend used to work like at a video store down in San Diego, and you know he would work there, and then sometimes the Filipino uncles would come in, and then go, "Excuse me, do you have those bad movies?" The bad movies, the bold. And he said, "Oh yeah, it's there in the corner."
where the curtain is and everything. They always have like a special room for like a curtain with like.
And it should say "Bud Movies."
Bud movies.
Did they ever call them ST films for you
sex
guys?
strip?
Yes, ST films.
I'm learning
Never
something.
heard that.
I've never heard that.
ST is when you. I heard.
Explain, Ryan. What is it, Ryan? Tell me.
Because you know, like most
Tell
of
the
us,
audience.
most of us call it like bomba, right? For bombshell, like bombshell movies like bomba. Or
Wait, that's what it is?
Bold became a thing, but I think ST was actually like a term that was widely used, usually to describe like what kind of films actors have been in. Oh, STN, you know, like STN on, you know, like
Wait, what?
like this actor or actress. Oh, I remember ST, you know.
But ST
like
stands for
racy.
sex trip?
Yeah, like a sexy, more like maybe like
Like a food trip,
like,
sex
Food trip,
trip.
sex
Yeah.
trip. Okay.
kind of movie, like a more racy movie. So
They also call those Pito Pito films because Pito, of course, is 7 because they would make them in 7 days.
so there you go.
Also.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Learn something
my
right now.
goodness, learning so much.
Okay, film too.
What
Shooting
did
film
you
in
say
7
bomba stood for?
I don't know. I thought it should.
Bombshell. Okay,
Bomba.
straight up, I just thought it meant naked.
Oh, that too.
But that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
Because when my parents would say that, I'm like, oh, I can't watch that movie. It's a bomba
it's
movie.
bomba movie. Yeah.
Oh.
Or bold. There's a bold scene.
I don't remember them ever
Never
saying
seen
bold.
bold?
They always say bomba.
I still like.
never heard of bold.
I still like Bud movies.
Bold.
Wow.
I've never seen a bold.
Really? Ryan, come on.
Joke only. But anyway, so hopefully that gets you a little bit of what kind of films we appreciate here. Sorry about the whole violence stuff, but I really enjoyed it.
So we learned today that Joe looks at things with his PhD lens, Ryan looks at things with action movie lens, and I did not know that bomba meant bombshell. And Marie told us that Pito Pito was because it was shot in 7 days.
I think that's
a really
awesome.
awesome thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we, if the audience has any questions,
Marie, why don't you talk about how you curated tonight's films about female film directors?
so the question was how Marie curated tonight's films.
Yes, thank you, Francis. I'll talk about tonight, and because I think what I've been noticing, obviously, 2018's been a really great year. In terms of, I mean, like, not really, but but in terms of, like, for me, filmmaking wise, I see a lot of great movements, but not a lot of good things happen in the world. Let me get that straight. And so because of the strides in feminism that happened in this year, I loved the work I was also seeing. And I thought, what better way to end the year with showing works by female directors? Mostly they either wrote it also or produced it or something, but it's always like when you're the director and a woman, as a man, like, you will wear a lot of hats. So I just wanted to focus on that. In terms of Cinema Sala in general, like, curating, it's work that's exciting, like just people trying things that are different. So, I'm excited when it's not the usual genres that we see in the Philippines. Like, I think Filipino-American filmmakers are making completely different work than the people making work in the Philippines, and it's very exciting too.
Cool.
Any Filipino American filmmakers that you particularly like, or
Filipino.
Filipino American?
Filipino American.
Yeah.
I like I mean, it's so lame to say that everybody. I think everybody's super exciting. Like, right now, I can't wait to see a movie, or a TV show, like an entire work. Because, like, shorts are great, but you want that. The short is always a stepping stone to show what you're really made out of. So I'm excited for that to happen probably next year. I mean, we all know the Lumpia movie's going to come out and
If
other
there's
things.
a name or like
Well,
film
even yesterday,
that we should be,
yesterday, one of our friends had an actual film premiere, right? The
Bitter Melon.
Bitter Melon.
Yeah. It'll be like.
I saw that a year ago. A year ago.
But its actual theatrical release was yesterday.
Fantastic.
But that'll be like a month ago if you're listening to it now once it's published.
because we record a month ahead, so all of you get a secret preview because you're here live.
No, I think HB's great. He's a great. I think his strengths are really in his scripts.
Yeah.
And the dialogue between two people, like, it really goes. And it's almost like you want to see him, like, just as you want to see him as films, you also want to see him as plays sometimes too. So I think it's great.
And then Marie, you had a short premiere this year too, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
You had a short premiere this year also, right?
It was last year, but yes.
God, this year is like garbage.
No, we made a food show
I
this
can't
year.
remember
So
any of it. So
Yeah, we made a food show.
Yeah, we made a food show this
Where
year.
can we watch this food show?
I don't know. Not yet. I don't know yet.
No? Not on YouTube.
No, not yet. No, I don't know where it's gonna go. But it's made by Stage 13, which is a Warner Brothers company, and they do like diverse content.
They said food.
Food. So we have like Asian American food, and Jason and I ate a lot of food before the
Can you
marriage.
talk about the food that you ate?
Yeah, I tried Sri Lankan food for the first time because we
Tasty?
tried. My mouth was on fire.
Yeah.
And you had to, and apparently when your mouth is on fire, this is a secret I learned on the day because I couldn't handle it, is you get a cup and you have to let your saliva drip out of your mouth for a minute.
Or drink milk.
No.
But this is
not even. No,
Really?
they all said on set, like, this is the way, because milk sometimes doesn't kill it, but if your mouth actually has the capability to heal itself if you just let it all go out.
What?
So weird, sorry guys, but yeah, I went there.
I've only had biryani.
But I've never tasted such spicy food in my life. It was really the spiciest food.
I've only had biryani. That's Sri Lankan food. What did you have?
We had like the kotu, which is like, it's almost like a kimchi. It was like it's a chili sauce you put on stuff, and there's a chambal, which is a coconut relish that you put on everything. But everything has curry leaves and a lot of red peppers. So it's just it's like a punch. And if you like spicy food, this is for you. But for me, I'm a weakling. And so
Wait,
it
so
was
did you get
painful.
like the saliva part on film too, or?
No, luckily I'm not on camera, so I did it behind the scenes. Like they all looked around, and I was just in a corner, just like doing this, and that's where I was.
I can't wait to watch this, and then when I watch it, I'm gonna know like Marie was in the back with her saliva bucket,
Drooling into a bucket.
drooling into a bucket.
Yeah,
someone else
TMI,
drinking.
guys. I'm sorry.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Not a question, just to add to the discussion about more Filipino films on Netflix. Something to look out for, something to be very excited about is the first ever Filipino animated series that Netflix just greenlit. It's produced by Pinay. It is from a Filipino source material. It's called Trese by a gentleman named Budget Tan. And the executive producer behind it is actually Filipino-American, Jay Oliva, who's done lots of wonderful mainstream stuff. But this is part of a triple animated series that Netflix is launching. I forgot the name, but this will be the first off the bat.
Interesting.
Be very excited for that. It's a horror film about an 18-year-old woman who is the latest in a long line of shamans that protect the earth. Earth is the middle ground between this supernatural Bloods and Crips battle between the Mananangals and the Aswams.
Nice.
And she has two
But it's
twin
animated?
bodyguards.
Let's go through
Animated,
The comics are great.
Our friend, our friend Tanya Yuson is the producer behind that. So.
Awesome.
Trese.
Who's the producer again?
Tanya Yuson is the producer, and Jay Oliva is executive producer.
Budget 10 is the right.
Budget 10 is the writer.
Budget.
What is the operational budget?
Budget films. Budget. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Cool. We'll definitely look out for that. All right, animated films. Awesome.
Anything else? Any comments? Yes.
Besides Netflix, do you know about, I'm not trying to push AMC, but like AMC 16 in Burbank or AMC 8, they show Filipino movies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I saw Goyo. Yeah.
That's where I saw Will You Still Love Me.
The other avenue to like catch it, and then like if more people catch the movies there, maybe they'll show more Filipino movies as well.
Yeah.
It's either Filipino or Hindi.
Yeah.
They keep flipping between.
And is that I don't know anything about how films are distributed that way, but is that an AMC thing or is that something like
I feel
regionally,
like it's
people
regional.
like people?
No, they I think they release it like nationally, so that's why they have like theaters in Burbank, they have it in Carson, they also have it in like Daly City, Jersey City, etc.
They must know.
So they have like a
though.
national.
That distributor is, I think it's usually ABS-CBN or GMA. They have deals with
certain theaters.
With certain theaters.
Because that particular AMC that he's talking about, like I've been to that one, and all the lineup was like international films. There wasn't
I
like
think that's awesome.
And I was like, oh, this must be the place because you see like Daisy aunties there with the Filipino team.
Although when I did see Goyo over there, there's only 3 people in the audience. But we need more people to go and support. So
what
then
time was your show though?
10 a.m. on a Saturday.
10 a.m. on a Saturday. It's kind of.
No, I was there 9 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah. It was prime time.
Yeah.
3 people.
Okay.
It sucks. But it was still good. It was a good film.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to add something. I'm like a little bit delayed in my answer, but I think Ruby Ibarra is doing great stuff.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that documentary, but I do want to see that. I'm sure. And her music videos are really good, and she's been directing those.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun.
Thank you for letting us do this. Thank you for listening to us talk to you really awkwardly for 30-ish
Right
minutes.
on. Thank you, Cinema Sala. Thank you, VC.
Thank you, Cinema Sala.
And thank you to
Francis.
the audience.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Abe. Thank you, audience. A round of applause for you all. This Filipino American Life is produced by Michael Nailat. Our intro and outro music is by Roger Habon, aka 10.4 Raj. Resident reality checker Girly Colado, legal advisor Rianne Fajardo, and graphic design by Vincent Collyer.